Assalamu alaikum, children. How are you all? Today I am here with a very important topic on the sources of Islamic law. I will be telling you how they are interrelated with each other and how they support and complement each other. Okay, so mostly you get the question in your CIEs that describe the relationship between Quran and Sunnah, or give examples to show how Quran and Sunnah are interrelated. To answer this question, now I have designed my session in such a way that I will be it's a sort of complete answer with examples. This is how you will attempt the question on how Quran and Sunnah are interrelated with each other. So first of all, we will say that we will describe what Quran is, that it is the word of Allah Almighty. The rulings given in the Quran are everlasting and they are the fountainhead of Islamic law. However, everything is given in Quran, but the Quran being given to us by our Creator, Quran gives only commandments, as we have discussed in our last session also, and these commandments are brief. So we need to refer to the hadith of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So this is how you will begin your answer, that why do we need hadith? We cannot perform our prayer without the hadith of Prophet ﷺ, right? Now, Quran only gives the commandment, establish prayer, give charity. Quran is not teaching us as to how many rakats to be performed, what to be recited in the prayer, how many rakats in Maghrib, how many rakats in Isha. These are the examples we need to know. Same goes for Hajj. Allah has commanded us that Hajj is a duty man owes to Allah. But then the demonstration of the rituals of Hajj was done by Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So there are a number of examples where we see how Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam expands the teachings of Quran. So how we will structure the answer, this is what I have done for you. That now let's see, the use of Hadith and Sunnah is indispensable, means it's valuable in the practice of Islam. Hadiths are there to elaborate those commandments of the Holy Quran, which are brief. This is because Allah Almighty says in the Holy Quran to obey Allah and His Messenger. So why are we following the teachings of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? Because Allah Himself has commanded us that wherever you find any problem, wherever you are stuck, you will Atiullah wa Atiur Rasul. Okay, so we will add this verse to further support and develop our description. And then we will write that if the Quran is silent on an issue, but the Hadith talk about it, in that case, it will work as the primary source of guidance. So we have studied earlier also that Hadith comes next in authority to Quran. However, if the Hadith and Sunnah talk about a topic that is already mentioned in the Quran, then in that case, it will be considered the secondary source of guidance, not the secondary source of Islamic law. Please don't mix this up. Secondary source of guidance, that means the first primary source is Quran and second primary source is Hadith. If we take a look at the pillars of Islam, some of them are zakat, hajj, fasting and prayer. The Quran talks about them. However, the method of performing hajj, psalm and prayer is not mentioned. So how do we learn all this? We learn from the sunnah of Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Okay, I need to... moving to the other examples. Yes. So let's move to the next slide. Now, for instance, I hope you can see my slide, or shall I expand it? Okay, let me expand. For instance, the Quran commands to pay zakat in Surah Baqarah and establish regular prayer and pay the charity tax. Now remember children, in these type of questions where how the Quran and relationship between Quran and Hadith, you need to add references. Not every question requires references from Quran and Hadith, but this particular question or this particular chapter on sources of Islamic law, it requires lot of references. This is how you will like connect the relationship. Okay. However, there are no instructions about who has to pay zakat, who are the recipients of zakat, and to whom zakat cannot be paid. With these other important queries are also addressed through the hadith and sunnah of and hadith and sunnah. Moreover, the Quran also commands Muslims to perform Hajj if they are wealthy enough to afford the journey and they have the physical capability for this pillar. The Prophet ﷺ not only demonstrated the method of Hajj and Umrah at the time of farewell pilgrimage in 8 ayahs, but he also addressed some important concerns regarding the topic. So we will be adding examples to show. Up till now, I have discussed two examples. Let's move to the third one. Now, this is regarding the crime. When it comes to crime and punishment, the Quran orders to cut the hand of the male or female thief that have been involved in a theft as an exemplary punishment from Allah for their crime. So, you are very familiar with this law that whoever has committed theft, their hands will be cut off. Now, the question arises, how much of the hand should be cut off? Which hand, right or left, is to be cut off? The Prophet ﷺ elaborated by saying the hand should be cut off for the theft of a quarter of a dinar or more. However, since cutting of hand is a serious matter, it should not be executed just for any kind of theft. Certain conditions are needed to be considered as dependent upon those conditions. Then a decision is made by the jurist that how much of the hand should be cut off. So we cannot make a law without hadith and sunnah of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. There are events from the life of Prophet ﷺ that demonstrate how he practiced this law, right? So we have done up till now two examples. Now the third one is related to declaring drinking as Satan's. Let me come. I think the page is okay. The Quran declares drinking as Satan's handiwork and therefore it commands Muslims to shun them, to shun this evil act. The Prophet ﷺ ordered 40 lashes to a person who was involved in drinking. Let's move to the next example. Furthermore, in case of law of inheritance, the Quran states it is the duty of the believer who owns property to make a will when he or she is near to death. Now, first we will add, now how to attempt the question? First you will add a Quranic reference and then you will add the hadith, that how the hadith is complementing the law. Prophet ﷺ added to the law of inheritance by saying, a Muslim may not inherit from a non-Muslim nor a non-Muslim inherit from a Muslim. These examples, now we are giving a conclusion. So clearly elaborates on the relationship between Quran and Sunnah. The Quran and Sunnah are the two guiding sources, two guiding principles for all Muslims, which they should consult for staying on the right path. So I hope this one is clear to you, that what sort of questions are going to come and how you are going to attempt them. Let me give you few questions on this topic. We can write here past paper. Now you can get some, these are the questions which come on and off. So you should be prepared with these questions. Now A part, mostly it's like describe the relationship of Quran and Sunnah in establishing Islamic law. So whether they are using the word Quran and Hadith or Quran and Sunnah, the meaning is the same. In establishing Islamic law. So this will be a 10-mark question, or they can reword it in different ways, right? So whatever explanation I have given to you is basically the whole answer. If I go through it here, we started here, the beginning. First, you will write what Quran is. Quran describe everything, all laws are given, but those laws are brief and sometimes they are vague. So Holy Prophet ﷺ helped in establishing, in making law, giving us a depth of how to implement those commandments given by Allah, right? And then you will support your answer with different examples. So in this lecture, I have given at least 4 examples. Okay. So I hope this question is clear to you. See you in the next session.